So welcome everyone, Tequila Talks Season 2, Episode 2. And today we are featuring this tequila, it's an agave tequila, Espolon. So I gotta say, this came from my producer. This is his personal stash and he swears by it. And I was like, oh wow, interesting bottle. It's like a bunch of skeletons. It's nice, but I gotta tell you, it's so delicious. He made me 2 drinks. He said that I'm always drinking it straight, and he wanted me to kind of mix it up a little bit, put a little spice in our world. So he made me a margarita, and then he made me another drink named the Mexican Firing Squad. And I gotta say that Firing Squad was amazing. As you can tell, it's not here because I drank it. Cheers. Tastes good. My wife says that we need to make a progression video of when the production company gets here till when they leave, as far as my slur patterns go. There we go. Nailed it. So the market's drastically changing. Like every day it's evolving. Every week it's different from the week before. So we're gonna go into a topic that we really haven't covered too much. It's buyers. So where are my buyers at? I know a lot of buyers have been sitting on the sidelines, kind of just waiting to see what happens between low inventory and interest rates and kind of just the uncertainty of what's going to happen in the market. And I can honestly say now is the time. Get off the bench, let's go. Rates are better than they were. I wouldn't say they're great, but there's a lot of programs out there, especially for first-time buyers. State grants, sellers are more willing to work with buyers than they've had over the last 2-3 years. So it's really a good time. Today's buyer, they've already seen what's out there. They go on the websites, AustinAbsoluteRealty.com, and they look at the inventory. So buyers are more informed than ever. So this is where my experience and my advice, I feel, is more valuable, because people are gonna know what the square footage is, how big the lot is, what's been updated, what's not been updated. What I do when I'm working with buyers is we evaluate the situation. If we look at the days on the market, the condition, the neighborhood, whatever I think is important that my buyers need to know, especially if they want to make an offer. We put it all together. And then typically I call the listing agent, and I ask questions, a lot of questions, because what I'm doing there, I'm trying to find the best course of action to represent my buyers. I had some first-time buyers that we just worked with. They knew exactly what they wanted. They were super, super informed on the market. We found a property, we identified a property for them. I went in, and that's where my experience and my negotiation tactics came in. They literally walked into that house with just their earnest money, which I think was about $2,500. As part of the process with me working as your buyer's agent, we run through it. We identify a property. We negotiate an offer. After that, I set you up with my inspector, and then depending on what the inspector finds, that's when we set you up with any tradesman, any mechanical we might need or not need. Basically, the whole process is covered, because I want to make the process as easy for you as possible, because you have enough to worry about, and I don't want to add on, and I want to make the transaction as easy for you as possible. I don't know if I mentioned this in any of the previous Tequila Talks, but for the first 8 to 10 years of my real estate career, all I dealt with was first-time buyers. Literally, first-time buyers, that's all I dealt with. Mainly new construction, a few resales, but mainly new construction. And the cool thing is now, being 20 plus years into this, is like, I'm selling houses to their kids now, or I'm selling them the 3rd or 4th house, which is always cool. It actually gives me a sense of pride that I have the experience to walk them through this and prep them for this and kind of help them game plan on how to build their wealth. A first home, that's one of the biggest purchases you're ever going to make in your life. What I tell my buyers, my clients, is that you're normally going to be in this home about 5 to 6 years, maybe 7 years if you're lucky. But when you get to the 7 years, if you don't have to sell it, don't sell it. Keep it as a rental. If you need money for a down payment, do a cash out refi, depending on what rates are. Or, if you're buying a second home, you don't need 20%. You can do it with 3.5 or 5% down, because the next home is going to be considered your primary home. And that's where you start building your wealth and you start building your equity. And you can actually do that every 3 years. At the end of the day, I want to be here. I don't want to sell you one home. I want to sell you your next 5, and I want to sell your kids their next 5 homes. I want to sell your whole family, property. And, my goal is to help you get wealthy. I want to help you get rich with real estate, build that equity, leverage that equity to help you get to the next phase in your life, to meet your next goals, whatever you want to do. It's there, and real estate's the way to do it. So on the next few episodes, we got some really cool stuff coming out that I'm totally excited about. I got some cool people coming in as guests, and we have some great information. It's going to be totally outside the box. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Salud.